Okay, so I did exercise yesterday, but I just took a break from posting because, like I said, mainly I'm doing the same things unless I add a new exercise. Like I'm going to start doing this for my upper body. Now the reason is I can't do the sit-ups because of the bad back and the bad ankle, of course, right? Not quite the same, huh? Right? So I got the bigger belly because I used to do, I say, a lot of push sit-ups and push-ups and all that. And I was in the military, and I didn't get off the ship till 93, right? So I was on it from the end of 90 till 93. Now, like I told you, the first year I did fine, right? I didn't have to deal with other people who were supposed to train me and didn't train me, right? That's the other problem. That's the other problem. If you don't know what you're even working on, and they give you the work card, right? And nothing else and some tools, you think they're messing with you, but you don't know how. You know what I mean, right? Okay, well, I'm missing something, but I don't know what. I don't know what. Right? Are you going to tell me what I'm supposed to even be working on, or right? Am I supposed to figure it out for myself? Well, it seemed like they wanted me to figure it out for myself, but I still had no clue, right? What I was supposed to do, man? Don't know, right? But I'll try. This is what you give me. That's all I can work with, right? You know what I mean, too, right? Exactly, right. So you go down to the space because it gives you at least that on the work card, right? You have some of the information you need, right? But then, when you're down there, there's a lot of stuff down there sometimes, right? And you don't know if something's having to do with it or not. Now, there is a way you can find out. Turn it off, use your voltmeter, and make sure which equipment is on or off. But if you think they're trying to electrocute you because the other guy electrocuted himself because you look like his friend, and he's blaming you, and you don't even know what to do when you did that, nothing at all, right? You're not even red tag qualified. And you know not to touch the red tags for base school, right? If it was red tagged or not. See, another problem is if they're taking what's called shortcuts or gun decking, right? They're not doing the job step by step, right? In other words, the steps involve what, right? Well, the red card has to be signed after you turn it off. Then someone verifies you signed it, right? Well, see, if they're doing that with you, who's in charge? You or them? Them. Right. If they gun decking it, they be in gun decking it. That's the problem too, right? And this is where it gets to the nitty gritty, right? See, I'm trying to do the job, but they're acting like I'm not because they're not training me, right, to do the job. Therefore, that's going to cause me one of two problems. Why aren't they training me correctly? The dumbass then electrocuted himself, so obviously they don't care if I do it myself, right? And no one intentionally, like I told you, even him, electrocutes themselves, and they might even blame the other guy, right? Though he had nothing to do with it, right? Exactly. And then you're stuck on that shit. You can't go nowhere. And some people try to request a change of command and stuff like that. Can't do that either. You're stuck on the ship with a bunch of guys who think you tried to electrocute the other guy because he's lying on you. He was blacked out, probably. Knocked you out. At least. And Lieutenant Gisborne got you the help you needed because I didn't even know how to do that, like I said before, right? If I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not going to do nothing stupid my first day, kind of working with the team, right? I'm not going to touch nothing, right? Now, if I did, you would get my fingerprints, idiot. Or some proof, right? If you have no proof, you knew I didn't do shit and you just wanted to make my life a living hell because maybe Lieutenant Gizmo had to write you up or something, too. I don't know. That's between you and Lieutenant Guzman, by the way, too, right? MFM King, right? And that's the problem, too, when you're dealing with other people. Mm-hmm. Right. You have to work it with them, right? The whole time you're on the ship. Well, if I'm getting bad evals from 2.8, right, after my first 3.8, the first year, who's controlling the rating system, right? Me or the shipmates? The shipmates. Who ain't training me? The shipmates. The shipmates, right? Who don't know what he's doing but trying anyway? Shane. Who's doing the jobs he can do as well. But the ones he can't, he's just trying, right? Shane the whole time. And then when I get out and get off the ship and I start working around Portsmouth, right, I get a job and I get my E3 back, huh? Who's doing the job? Shane. Who wasn't the shipmates? All of them, right? No one is helping poor Shane out because he don't know what he's doing but trying, right? There's a big difference, though, between trying to them and doing, right? If you don't even know what's going on when you get to the ship, and they're only giving you half of what you need to know, right, you still are getting low evals because of that, right? Not your fault. Mm-hmm. And again, right, you're trying, right? Trying does not mean you'll succeed. But if you're really trying, you're going to go to the space, which is, like I said, after a while, a new chief even came on, right? But he fell into their lie too, right? But I couldn't do nothing about it. I'm outnumbered by then. Everybody thinks I'm either lazy or don't know what I'm doing, which I don't deny. I didn't know what I was doing the whole time on the ship. They weren't training me right. There's a reason for that, right? They're not showing me all the necessary steps. If you leave one step out, I can't do the job, right? I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying, right? And you're forcing me, instead of doing the job, to try to do the job, right? Whether I do it or not. And the main thing is to make sure nothing's going wrong, right? As long as nothing's barking and nothing's grounded, you're alright. Durr. If you're an electrician, that is, right? Now, it's different if you're a plumber or a roofer or whatever, right? And those are other jobs that you might could do in the Navy if you're a CB, right? A CB is Navy personnel that construct buildings. They have that rating as well, but guess what Shane chose? Electrician over bosun's mate, right? But guess what Shane really was? A bosun's mate, not an electrician. But guess why? The shipmates wouldn't rate you, right? Is that poor Shane's fault, or... And then they're asking me if I'm gay 3 times, and I said no 3 times. Nothing personal against out the closet gay people. This is in the closet gay people who know they want sex with a man, but no, it's against the UCMJ, right? And they won't admit it. He won't admit it. He knows it's wrong. He knows it's wrong. But he's trying to get me to do it anyway, and I never consented. I would even have to fight them if they tried. I just don't recall if they tried or not. But it would be a they situation there too, right? It would be more than one, right? Why do you think? You're making me the deadbeat. You're making me the black sheep. I wasn't born a black sheep. You made me one. Your training is what happened there, right? If I made it into the Navy, and every job you have to be trained in before you can do it. I know how to drop chicken in a chicken fire because I worked at Crispy Chick, right? I know how to set the timer and all that for the potato cakes or the fries or how to make the mashed potatoes and gravy and right, right. I can do all that, right? Then, not now. I mean, as far as timing wise, right? I can't be on my feet though all day like with working at the Crispy Chick or working at Rogerwood. I know how to pack sausage. I know how to put the different meats in a grinder to grind them up and stuff like that too, right? I went through that job and they trained me correctly. Right. That's what it really takes, I know. To do any job is training, right? But it's also not assuming I know anything when I get to the ship, right? Not even how to electrocute the senior member, right? Because I don't. And I'm not thinking that when I am invited by the lieutenant to observe only, right? And I know what that means. I'm to watch, not get involved unless something bad happens, which is what happened, right? And it's not our height, I know, of the other person either. It's our facial features that look the same. We're both brunettes with brown eyes, idiot, right? I told you that before, right? Now you might say, well, you're not forgiving it. Yeah, I forgave it. That don't mean I wasn't done right, though. Right? Part of growth is telling the person how they did you wrong, what they did wrong themselves, and hoping they'll repent themselves, right? They did you wrong, not you them, right? They're supposed to train you. You can't train them. You don't know what you're doing yet. And this happened immediately, right? I mean, we're not talking... They trained me first and then, no, from the beginning, they didn't train me, right? As soon as I got to the ship. Now, I had some minor training in A school, though I passed with, like, an passing grade. If you took that and you trained me, it could have gotten better. But if you didn't train me, it, of course, will get worse, right? I don't know what I'm doing at all. Never been on a Navy ship before, especially an aircraft type carrier or like the Saipan was. Now, next to the aircraft carrier, you got the Saipan, then you got the frigates or the cruisers or whatever, right? I don't know, right? All the ships in the Navy, but they even got things for the Marines, I don't remember probably, right? Their little, platoon ships, or whatever you want to call them, boats, And again, it's like playing Battleship, though, right? You got certain ships on the game, right? You got the aircraft carrier, the battleship, and two others, and then a little boat, right? Something like that, right? I know. Now, the smallest one is the boat. Then you got the two. They're either frigates or cruisers or whatever, right? Or destroyers or something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Some kind of ship from the Navy. And that's where you learn about things like that. Unless you're the village people type, then you're in the Navy. But, like YMCE, is that hinting to something? Navy personnel, right? Now, I heard they have some wild parties like when they crossed the equator. Well, we kind of did. Because we're going to down the Red Sea, right? Into Arabia on the other side, the Arabian Gulf, right? From the Red Sea to the Gulf of Arabia, right? Right on the other side, right? Of Saudi Arabia, of course, right? So, of course, our ship goes down and then back up into the Gulf of Arabia, right? And we go down by the equator and back up, right? So, no one did nothing to me, I don't think. Unless they're doing code reds and Jesus is saving me from the code reds and I just don't remember, but I can't prove a code red happened, right? they're at least decent enough to let me sleep a little bit. I guess, right? I'm assuming now, right? I can't say if I was blacked out at the wreck, you couldn't black me out somewhere else. But I know if Jesus saved me from the wreck, he can save me from whatever you do to me, right? No weapon formed against us shall prosper. All that rise up against us shall fall. I do not care what the devil will bring me. I am a servant of God. That's an old song I heard in the 80s before I joined the Navy. I forgot who sung it though. Been a while. But it kind of goes like that. Right. Alright, got some appointments today, and, the movie theme. Maybe I might see a movie today or tomorrow. We'll see. Have a good day.